Yes, in my experience, this process can range from 6 months to several years before someone gets to a point where they are rehabilitated.
Right.
And even then, they're not reaching the stage at which they were at before their accident. I guess those initial stages really are individuals moving through the process of shock and grief. Can you talk about the impact of shock and how that plays out for individuals when they're moving through that process?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's traumatizing.
Yeah.
And shock is a form of trauma. It's how the body and the mind are registering what's happening and feeling numb, not processing in terms of our neuropsychology, trying to make sense of the emotions that that come about, while also thinking about the need of the person who's injured and balancing all of that out. It's, I think, where shock can kind of come across as, or can kind of imply that there's a sort of paralysis in terms of where we think we need to go, I think is probably quite accurate. Because you'll have suddenly solicitors talking to you, you'll have health folk talking to you, you'll have family members asking how things are going. You've got your family member themselves who are thinking, what's happening to me? What's going to happen? There may be crises and health crises that need to be dealt with, and that can just re-traumatize and re-shock one. So it's really hard to think about shock or trauma, if you like, as any one sort of event or one phase of the post-injury life.
Yeah.
And how it impacts not just the individual, but also, of course, those around.
Yeah. I suppose also it's about the uncertainty and what that looks like for people. It's very hard to visualize what the future is going to look like for people when they're in that traumatic state, because the future is uncertain, and as human beings, we don't like uncertainty.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I think it's really hard to sit with that often. But I often say one of the most underrated interventions anyone can do, whether you're a layperson or a professional, is to accept what's happening as much as you can and sit with that, the sort of the expression of that, distress, whether it's due to uncertainty. And I think us as professionals holding the trauma of uncertainty is also, it's a really important part of, I think, how we conceptualize, how we support our clients.
Yeah.
Because with that uncertainty also comes different priorities and control. And there are lots of other sort of psychological mechanisms that can kick in, which make it quite hard to know, even as professionals, how we need to go and what pathway is best. But sometimes I think just sitting with this being how it is right now, and allowing for there to be a sign or a signal, if you like, that maybe we need to pick up on a few things because it's coming very much from the client or the family, indicating to us, right, okay, it looks like they're ready to have a conversation about X, Y, or Z now.